What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd, where we talk all things major movie television news. I am your host on the channel, Grant Sullivan, and since we just got done with the Marvels and we just talked about the breaking news from last night coming that Marvel Studios has delayed the entirety of their Phase 6 slate, now it's time to talk about Loki. And wow, what an amazing finale released last night. It was a great show, great way to end the finale. I don't think there will be a season 3 in the works over at Disney. I think this is the perfect way to end Loki sitting on his throne at the top of the multiverse with the multiverse at the palm of his hand, pun totally intended. But as always, we're going to break it down. We didn't do a lot of breakdowns just because we didn't really have a whole lot of time to get any breakdowns in here on the channel. I said I would do them, but during the week, I'm very, very busy, at least during when it came out or started to come out. But we are going to talk about that ending for Loki, how this sets up Deadpool 3, how this sets up Avengers Secret Wars going forward. And of course, Loki is now the head of the multiverse, and he will be the multiversal god, and he has found his glorious purpose. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, hop right in to the Loki Season 2 ending and talk about it. So, really quickly, I want to give my review on the season. This season was a lot better than the second season. This season gets me more scared for Kang the Conqueror, I guess you would say here. I don't really know what Kang's motive is going to be going forward, but I know that the TVA is going to be tracking all of these Kang variants and trying to stop another multiversal war. That's what's happening at the end, and we even get a reference to what happened in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania at the end. And we said, Mobius did say that there was a Earth 616 where a Kang did have it, but it looks like they took care of that. That, of course, is referencing the events of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, where Scott Lang did have the encounter with Kang the Conqueror down in the quantum realm. However, this season was really good. It was perfect in every aspect. It's a 10 out of 10, in my opinion. It is better than the second season, and they need to get this writing crew, get Eric Martin on that creative team, get the writing crew in the writing rooms for the multiverse saga going forward, for the important movies at least. Movies like Deadpool 3, movies like Avengers the Kang Dynasty, Avengers Secret Wars. They need to get this team on those movies, get this writing team down, because the writing in this show was absolutely crazy. And Loki going from being all he wanted was to rule and to realizing that he does have a purpose in this universe, and that he can find his way, or at least for him to realize that he needs to make a decision, and to him giving up his friends to protect the future of the multiverse and to protect all of these timelines. That is a completely different character arc from, I think, what a lot of people did not understand that Loki was going to have to go through the Loki show. But I really liked Loki's character arc. I enjoyed and I cannot wait for Thor to, when he sees Loki, or this version of Loki, in Avengers Secret Wars or Avengers the Kang Dynasty. I would not be shocked if either of them appeared in that, but I am really excited to see Thor and Loki reunion in one of those two movies, and I think Thor would be super proud of how far Loki has become. Maybe Thor's even watching him from Asgard as well, because we know that they could do that, but I'm wondering how this is going to affect a lot going forward, and then we'll talk about it in today's video. That's just a little bit of a review, though. I enjoyed this message. The main message of this show is that everyone has a purpose, and that they are meant for something bigger than themselves, all that good stuff, and I really enjoyed this show. 10 out of 10, perfect. Now let's go ahead and talk about it. So, during the course of this episode, Loki tries to go back, and he basically is saying, hey, he learns to control his time slipping, and he's saying, hey, why can't we just go back in time and keep trying to do it over and over and over again? And then, of course, when he goes back in time to take on Kang the Conqueror, or He Who Remains, I guess you would say, he learns that this was all set up by Kang. This is what gets me more scared for Kang the Conqueror in the MCU, especially with Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, is that Kang knew all along that Loki was going to be doing this, and that I'm wondering how this is going to affect it going forward. And, of course, with the whole Jonathan Majors situation, what they're going to do about him. But I really enjoyed Kang's motive, and this gets me a lot more intrigued on Kang the Conqueror going forward in the MCU and how this is going to set up Secret Wars and all of that good stuff down the road. So, Loki does have that conversation with Kang the Conqueror, and Kang basically tells him, hey, I've paved the road. Loki even admits to him paving the road. So, after that whole thing is settled, Loki eventually decides to give his life up for the TVA to be able to form. And basically what the TVA is now doing is looking at all these different variants of Kang and trying to destroy each and every variant of Kang. They're no longer printing timelines. They are focused on Kang the Conqueror and all these certain variants of Kang going forward in the MCU as well. So I'm really glad that the TVA decided to do that and decide to keep every single timeline that is open. Now, Loki is the multiversal god. He is the god of the multiverse. The multiverse is in the palm of his hands, literally in the palm of his hands, and he has to hold on to every branch timeline to keep those lives alive and enchant all of those branches. So, I'm enjoying this, and then of course at the end we see Mobius. Basically, he got his happy ending, I guess you would say. He is saying that he's going to sit and wait for a little bit while, and of course we know that we'll see him in Deadpool 3. And speaking of which, we do have a little bit of plot information on that we'll go over in a future video come to the channel. But we will see Mobius in Deadpool 3, and Sylvie basically, this is where they part ways at the end of the episode, basically saying Mobius is going to sit tight for now, but we will see him in the future later on down the line. Of course, Deadpool 3 is rumored. We will see him, of course, though, in Avengers Secret Wars with the TVA. So, I'm glad Mobius did get sort of a happy ending in this show, but I am also very interested in when we're going to see Mobius and the TVA again. Again, it's probably going to be in Deadpool 3 for the most part. I wouldn't be shocked if it's in Deadpool 3, which comes out next year. So, that's probably where we're going to be seeing Mobius and Owen Wilson's character. Now, as I said earlier, like we said, we'll talk about how this sets up for Avengers Secret Wars, and we're going to do that right now. So, at the end, again, if Loki doesn't grab these timelines, then the whole multiverse is destroyed, and the sacred timeline will still be destroyed as well. So, it is up to Loki to keep all of this intact and to give the TVA a fighting chance against Kang the Conqueror and, of course, against all of the Kang variants and the Council of Kangs, like we saw in that post-credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So I'm sure that is what the TVA is looking at and saying that's probably what happened, and that's what they may be going over in that meeting at the end. I didn't think about that until just now at the time of recording this, but that is potentially what the TVA was saying, is that there were a bunch of those Kangs gathered all in one place. Why is that happening, and what can we do to fix all of that stuff as well? So, when we're going to see the TVA next is, of course, Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3, and they are going to be taking all of the best versions of these heroes and putting them on Battle World for them to beat Kang the Conqueror. And, of course, we'll get a new reboot in Avengers Secret Wars. But, hey, that's just what I thought of the episode and the ending explained for the episode. Let me know your thoughts on the finale, the season in general, in the comments down below. It was a fantastic season. I cannot wait to see Loki again in the MCU. I'm praising Tom Hiddleston right now. His performance were amazing, and I cannot wait for the future of the multiverse saga. Let me know, again, your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. I'm going to hop off, get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Again, here's an update on my Spider-Man series for those of you who are interested in that. That next video is probably going to be coming to the channel on Monday, as again, it's been a really, really busy time here. So I think Monday is really the only chance that I will have to get that out. But overall, I'm very, very stoked for Loki and the future of the MCU. I just can't wait to see him and where he appears next in the MCU. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.